The movie begins in the year 2079 in the bustling metropolis of Washington, D.C. Seated in an interrogation room, Mr. Snow faces the relentless scrutiny of Agent Scott. Questions about the tumultuous events in New York hang heavy in the air. With each evasive response, Mr. Snow finds himself greeted by the sting of Agent Scott's fists. Yet, amidst the physical pain, memories of the harrowing ordeal in New York flood Mr. Snow's mind, transporting him back to that fateful day. In the vivid flashback, Mr. Snow engages in a fierce altercation with a well-dressed agent while the shrill ring of his phone pierces through the chaos. Mace, his loyal friend, is urgently warning him of impending danger. Reacting swiftly, Mr. Snow triumphs over his assailant before heeding Mace's advice to flee. However, his escape is short-lived as he stumbles upon the dying Frank Armstrong, who imparts a cryptic message and thrusts a suitcase into Mr. Snow's hands. In a desperate bid for survival, Mr. Snow races to the rooftop, only to be met by a swarm of agents. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, he dispatches his adversaries with calculated precision. Yet, his victory is short-lived as the deafening whir of a helicopter signals the commencement of a perilous chase. Despite his best efforts, Mr. Snow's leap to safety ends in a bone-jarring fall, leaving him vulnerable and exposed to the relentless pursuit of his foes. Gritting his teeth, Mr. Snow navigates the labyrinthine streets, evading capture by the thinnest of margins. Salvation comes in the form of a sleek motorcycle, its engine roaring to life beneath him as he hurtles toward freedom. However, with the ever-watchful eye of the helicopter looming overhead, Mr. Snow's journey to safety is fraught with danger at every turn. Amidst the chaos, Mace's voice crackles over the phone, guiding Mr. Snow to the sanctuary of the subway. With agents hot on his trail, Mr. Snow darts through the dimly lit tunnels, his breath ragged with exertion. In a last-ditch effort to secure his freedom, he hurls Frank's enigmatic suitcase onto a departing train, narrowly evading capture as the doors slide shut behind it. Back in the sterile confines of the interrogation room, Mr. Snow maintains his innocence in the face of Agent Scott's accusations. A fabricated video purporting to show Mr. Snow committing murder only serves to deepen the web of deception. Yet, salvation arrives in the form of CIA agent Harry Shaw, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. With a deft flick of his wrist, Agent Harry removes Mr. Snow's restraints, offering a glimmer of reprieve in his darkest hour. Seizing the opportunity, Mr. Snow implores Agent Harry to help him locate Frank's elusive suitcase, a key to unlocking the truth behind the tangled web of lies and deceit. A hazy recollection surfaces, depicting Mace's valiant effort to safeguard the suitcase before meeting a tragic demise at the hands of law enforcement. With steely resolve, Mr. Snow refuses to betray his friend, opting instead to covertly reveal Mace's identity through a trail of ash. As Agent Harry tidies up the remnants of Mr. Snow's clandestine message, the interrogation draws to a close, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease and uncertainty. In the shadows, Agent Scott watches with bated breath, his machinations far from over. Agent Scott approaches the President of the United States during a routine checkup. The President instructs Agent Scott to rectify the incident involving Mr. Snow's alleged killing of Frank. Meanwhile, the President's daughter, Emily, embarks on a journey aboard a spaceship bound for MS-1, a space-based penitentiary. During the voyage, Emily receives a briefing from an officer regarding the success of the space prison program, emphasizing the absence of incident due to prisoners being kept in a state of suspended animation. Emily raises concerns about the ethical implications of this practice on the prisoner's well-being, but the warden reassures her. As they near MS-1, Emily expresses curiosity about the purpose of the prison. Encouraged by the warden, she decides to interview the prisoners herself. Upon arrival, Emily is struck by the sight of numerous pods containing comatose prisoners. During the interview session, they are asked to relinquish their weapons, although Emily's bodyguard, Agent Hawk, retains some of his arsenal. Meanwhile, Agent Scott delivers the news to Mr. Snow that he has been convicted of murder and sentenced to 30 years on MS-1. Subsequently, Mr. Snow undergoes the medical procedure to enter stasis. In MS-1, Emily conducts an interview with a prisoner named Heidel, inquiring about his treatment and well-being within the prison. Heidel doesn't answer Emily's questions properly. Instead, he starts trying to charm her. This makes Emily's bodyguard, Hawk, really mad. Hawk grabs Heidel and pins him down. But then, Heidel grabs Hawk's hidden gun and shoots the officers nearby. This sets off a flamethrower and the whole room goes up in flames. Heidel breaks free from his chains and goes after Emily, who manages to escape the burning room. She tries to hide in another room, but Heidel shoots her in the leg just as the doors close. Emily finds shelter in the control room of MS-1, the space prison, but Heidel tracks her down. He forces a scientist to open all the stasis pods in the prison. This sets off a riot among the prisoners and guards. Heidel eventually finds Emily hiding under a table. Meanwhile, another prisoner named Alex pretends to be asleep. When a guard comes close, Alex attacks him and steals his gun. Hawk wakes up and sets off an alarm, alerting Agent Scott. Inside MS-1, Heidel tries to hold Emily down, but Alex intervenes, reminding Heidel that they need the hostages to stay alive. Suddenly, military ships surround MS-1. Alex warns Heidel not to activate the defense system, but Heidel ignores him and does it anyway. This destroys all the military ships. Alex gets mad at Heidel, telling him he's not in charge. Agent Scott provided a comprehensive report to the president, detailing the dire situation unfolding within the confines of the prison. Together, they deliberated on the most effective course of action, ultimately deciding to enlist the expertise of Mr. Snow for the perilous mission of rescuing Emily. At first, Mr. Snow hesitated, his reluctance palpable. However, his resolve strengthened upon learning that his partner, Mace, was among the captives. Fully briefed and equipped with essential tools, Mr. Snow embarked on his daunting journey, prepared to face the unknown within the confines of the prison walls. Meanwhile, within the prison's chaotic interior, Alex assumed a position of authority, orchestrating events to his advantage. Unaware of Emily's true identity, he unwittingly placed the president's daughter in harm's way as she tended to his wounds during a televised broadcast. In a desperate bid to exert control, Alex issued a chilling ultimatum to the authorities, threatening further bloodshed unless his demands were met. In response, the authorities dispatched a negotiator, hoping to broker a peaceful resolution. Yet, even as negotiations commenced, tensions remained high, with Heidel's disruptive actions complicating matters further. Amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged as Mr. Snow's stealthy infiltration into the prison went undetected. However, this newfound hope was swiftly overshadowed by the revelation of betrayal, as a prisoner's discovery threatened to jeopardize the entire rescue operation. Despite the escalating danger, Mr. Snow remained steadfast in his mission, guided by a determination to rescue Emily and bring an end to the chaos. As the stakes continued to rise, the fate of all involved hung precariously in the balance, with each decision shaping the course of events to come. Alex, driven by his relentless pursuit of Emily, mobilizes a group of prisoners to track her down. Upon locating their hiding place, he coerces scientists into unlocking a sealed door, resorting to violence to instill fear and compliance. Meanwhile, Mr. Snow delves into the prison database, desperate to locate Mace amidst the chaos. Urgent news of Emily and Hawk's dwindling oxygen supply propels him into the labyrinthine vents, where he narrowly evades a vicious attack. Tragically, the scientist's failure to open the door leads to their demise, but a replacement emerges, offering a glimmer of hope. Amidst the tension, Hawk, recognizing the dire situation, sacrifices himself to conserve oxygen for Emily's survival. Mr. Snow arrives just in time to revive her, their escape thwarted only momentarily by Alex and his cohorts breaching the locked door. Guided by communication from the police station, their path is soon obstructed by Alex's interference. Lost and vulnerable, Mr. Snow and Emily stumble into a makeshift sanctuary, where Mr. Snow tends to her wounds, concealing their identities amidst the chaos. As they prepare to blend in with the prisoners, Emily grapples with the weight of leaving others behind. Despite her anguish, Mr. Snow insists on silence and adherence to the plan, equipping her with a weapon and guidance for their escape. Yet their alliance is tested as Emily questions Mr. Snow's true identity, met with stoic silence. Resolute in their mission, Mr. Snow disguises Emily, ensuring their seamless integration into the prison populace. Meanwhile, Alex's focus shifts to the hunt, leaving Heidel alone at the control center, unaware of the impending showdown between Emily and her determined pursuers. As Mr. Snow and Emily search desperately for Mace within the chaotic prisoner's domain, their presence draws attention. Some inmates recognize them as outsiders, and a violent confrontation ensues, igniting a full-blown riot. Amidst the chaos, Mr. Snow stumbles upon Mace, but to his dismay, Mace's faculties are severely compromised by dementia, a result of the stasis he endured in prison. With Alex and the prisoners hot on their trail, Emily, Mr. Snow, and the ailing Mace flee, their escape thwarted when Mace becomes trapped in a room following a satellite crash. Despite Mr. Snow's valiant efforts to rescue him, Mace's deteriorating condition and cryptic utterances signal his tragic fate. Meanwhile, at the police station, Agent Scott receives alarming news of the imminent descent of the MS-1 space station. Amidst the turmoil, grief-stricken and frustrated, Emily and Mr. Snow clash over Mace's demise, their bond strained by loss and desperation. Their only hope lies in the escape pod, but upon opening it, they discover only one seat. In a moment of selflessness tinged with deceit, Mr. Snow assures Emily of his plan to take the second pod, even though he knows it doesn't exist. With bated breath, they bid farewell as Mr. Snow deploys the escape pod, fulfilling his promise as the station erupts in celebration at the pod's departure. Unbeknownst to Emily, Mr. Snow remains behind, sacrificing his own chance for freedom to ensure her safety. Alone in the void of space, he watches the pod disappear into the distance, his silent vow to protect Emily echoing amidst the vast expanse. Suddenly, Emily materialized behind Mr. Snow, revealing that she hadn't taken the escape pod. She confessed her role in keeping the hostages alive, a revelation that left Mr. Snow conflicted. Initially resistant to aiding the hostages, Mr. Snow relented when Emily offered the location of Frank's elusive suitcase. In a bold move, Emily broadcasted a plea to Heidel, offering the suitcase's location in exchange for sparing the hostages' lives. Despite her efforts, Heidel callously disregarded her plea, resulting in tragedy. As they fled, Emily's admission of not knowing the suitcase's whereabouts infuriated Mr. Snow. Their journey led them to a grim discovery, a room filled with deceased inmates, evidence of the prison's sinister experiments. Their moment of respite shattered when Alex and his cohorts ambushed them. In the ensuing melee, Mr. Snow plummeted down a chute, rendered unconscious, while Emily was captured. After returning to the command center, Alex discovers that Heidel's actions resulted in the death of all hostages. Despite Alex's attempts to convince Emily's father to authorize a rescue mission, the president's concern for his daughter's safety prevents any action. Agent Scott, however, obtains permission from the vice president and Congress to initiate an assault on the prison. During the assault, tensions rise between Heidel and Alex, leading to a fatal confrontation where Heidel kills Alex but is stopped from harming Emily by Mr. Snow. Together, they escape the exploding prison and land safely on Earth. Mr. Snow is later apprehended by authorities, but Emily, recovering in the hospital, starts uncovering the truth behind recent events. She discovers that Mr. Snow wasn't responsible for Frank's death and instead delivered a crucial suitcase to her father. In a meeting with Agent Harry, Mr. Snow reveals that Agent Harry is the spy they've been hunting. With Agent Scott's help, they capture Agent Harry and symbolically punish him for his betrayal. Mr. Snow finds a memory card hidden in his lighter, reminding him of his duty to protect it and honor Frank's memory. He sets off with a renewed sense of purpose, carrying the weight of responsibility.